Deep down in South Connecticut in Bridgeport town, near Housatonic College and Long Island Sound, there stood a small arcade in the neighborhood, where played a snorty boy who mashed the buttons good. He never ever learned his social skills that well, but he could place at number 4, his name was Phil Burnell. Low, low, 4th is kind of low, 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 Philly low, low. Phil's kinda slow, 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 Philly slow, slow. Phil isn't good. His mother told him someday you will be a man. So right now in your 40s make a 10-year plan, 'cause streaming revenue won't always be around. You need a source of income when YouTube goes down. Philly said I'll make a 10-year plan. Alright now, mommy give cash tonight. Dough, dough. Phil needs some dough, dough. Dough, Philly dough, dough. No morals, no, no. No, Philly, no, no. Phil isn't good.
Phil sits in his greasy throne all torn. His paper plate kingdom so forlorn. The cat crawls sharp from across the room. Their empire's sinking in takeaway fumes. Oh, paper plates, save me now. I beg with sweat dripping from my brow. Trolls are laughing, the world's unkind, but it's the fat cat's wrath I try to unwind. She rolls a porcelain, her shattered pride. Could a king let convenience decide? He pleads his case with saucy hands raised. She throws leftovers in a microwave blaze. Oh, paper plates, save me now. I beg with sweat dripping from my brow. Trolls are laughing, the world's unkind, but it's the fat cat's wrath I try to unwind. Checked outside the door with glee. Detractors post memes mocking royalty. Phil's shaky hands clutch greasy fries, force feeding peace, but only rage survives. The cat's claws dig as emotions run raw. His crown topples down, her rules over all. Paper crumbles, plates take the fall. In this battle of giants, love scarce stands tall. A porcelain, her shattered pride. How could a king let convenience decide?
The letter. Fuck him. Take a Playfians.
She roars of porcelain, her shattered pride. How could a king let convenience decide? He pleads his case with saucy hands raised. She throws leftovers in a microwave blaze. The lock was checked outside the door with glee. Detractors post memes mocking royalty. Shaky hands clutch greasy fries, force feeding peace, but only rain survives. The cat's claws dig as emotions run raw. His crown topples down, her rules over all. The paper crumbles, plates take the fall.
All one take. AEG Almighty Egg Gang. No ad-libs. Niggas, they don't talk to me. Yo, bitch can't even talk for free. Chillin' with the gang, AEG, you know how it be. 16K for me to speak. Who told you that talk is cheap? My dogs is gonna locked up. Almighty niggas, we ain't weak. Flying down the street, I see patrols, they think they own me. Sipping Jose Cuervo styrofoam, don't get close to me. No new faces coming down that street. Summer, winter, spring, I done found my lane. Now this rap shit is easy. See your shit sounding lame. Now the pieces we can't, you can't speak. Took your bitches plain to see. I hit it once faithfully. Dick all on the face, shit look like Squidward. It ain't hard to see. 1 time, 2 times commit a crime and I was hard to see. 3 times, 4 times headshots. Leave them at the scene. You Urkels just don't start with me. Season first, I brown the beat. McChicken gang looking like microwave. Badly bring the heat. Just like Reggie Miller with the 3. Scoring faithfully. Pacing down Money Street. Think I'm from Indiana. Down the chimney with the bag, this nigga look like Santa. Big pull-ups, no pampers. I tried to put my team on. Had to do them just like Bron James. Found a new home. AEG Almighty Egg Gang. We turn the skillet on. You might think the eggs gang bang. We don't have flags on. Pull up a mask on. Growth and development. I got it. New the tags on. Established like a settlement. Big bucks, no whammies on. Proper like a president. Time's up, the alarm is on. Almighty out, I'm heaven sent gang. And that's how you kill a beat, AEG.
Hey guys, come on the stream and dump a ginormous contribution. Hey, come to the fighting game streams, please watch, please support. Please consider supporting in some way besides ad revenue. Ad revenue on YouTube is so tiny, but hopefully you'll consider maybe a tip or super thanks. That would be very, very nice of you.
Bitch, I need more cash. Wanna feel it in my snort sack. Snort deep, pay big for the DoorDash. Riding down my street on a horseback. Yeah, yeah. Bitch, I need more cash. Wanna feel it in my snort sack. Snort deep, pay big for the DoorDash. Riding down my street on a horseback. Yeah, yeah. Showing up to the stream lane. I got a pull for the beefcake. I don't give a fuck what the stream say. Burp in the mic, more gas in the V8. Co-op stream, you can call it Dundoko. Gorilla mouth, you can catch it on socials. Can't touch it though, cause she say that's a no-go. I'm the biggest bum all through the intercoast. Couldn't block, there was nothing I could do. Fucking lag, my controller's not picking up my moves. I'ma blame the reason that I suck on all these other dudes. Still 4th place, 05 Street Fighter 2. Oh. We just gotta tip in. More pulls, baby, you know I'ma dip in. $20 from a pedal while I sip gin. Please, thank you, better take a sip then. More cash, wanna feel it in my snort sack. Snort deep, pay big for the DoorDash. Riding down my street on a horseback. Yeah, yeah. Bitch, I need more cash. Wanna feel it in my snort sack. Snort deep, pay big for the DoorDash. Riding down my street on a horseback. Yeah, yeah. Bitch, I need more cash. Wanna feel it in my snort sack. Snort deep, pay big for the DoorDash. Riding down my street on a horseback. Yeah, yeah. Bitch, I need more cash. Wanna feel it in my snort sack. Snort deep, pay big for the DoorDash. Riding down my street on a horseback. Yeah, yeah.
This thing starts shooting out like dozens and dozens of bubbles all over the place. And Kat says, wow, that's really good, but be careful because you're in a room with a bunch of electronics, and if you go crazy, right, you might end up like so... And welcome to the show. It is the DSP Morning Show here on DSP Gaming. Today is Saturday, the 11th of July, 2026. Yes, that's right. I'm actually here on a Saturday. when normally I would not be. And that's 2 weeks in a row that I'm actually here on a Saturday, which is really weird. And in fact, I'll actually be here Saturday next week too. So, oh boy. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to time where we... welcome to time. Welcome to time. It's time to chill with Phil. Welcome to the morning. How is everyone? Who do we got today? We got Felix the Maid, Rewind That Live, Ming Fans, the Bulge Lady, interesting, Princess Luna, Copium, Freelancer, Philip. Who else do we got? Erdemung, Shinzo Moon, Cappuccino, like cappuccino, not spelled like cappuccino, but cappuccino. Brian, how y'all doing? On the kick side, who do we have? Dookie Jones, the Fat Walrus, Echo Proxy, Be More Righteous, the Copper Chef, Pattern Player Percy, the Seventh Band, Akamaru. How y'all doing? Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the show as we chill and then we play Dark Souls, because that is what we are continuing with today. It is Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, the Path Tracing Run, continuing here on the stream today. Some interesting, different stuff that will be going on today. Okay, so number one, someone just made a suggestion in the YouTube stream chat and said, so with these mods that you have installed, there's a menu if you press F1, and I'm aware of that. We've done that before. If you remember, when we were trying to descend into like the depths of the well, I think it's called, I forgot what it's called, but you go down to like the gulch and all that. I couldn't see anything on the way down, and I had to turn off the path tracing to have regular lighting to see on the way down there. But I guess what we could maybe do, the gutter, thank you, Felix DeMay. Maybe what we can do, all right, is perhaps, just perhaps, we can actually tweak it enough that maybe we can see, even with the path tracing on. I don't know. We have to look at things. I don't know if it's gamma or brightness or whatever the hell it would be, okay? But we're going to have to look this up and figure this out, because I do feel like there's just parts I can't see. Because this leads to my second point. I actually got a big email from someone, and they're like, I love your Dark Souls runs, and I'm loving Dark Souls 2 right now, but the problem is you can't see. So because you can't see in the dark, you're missing a lot. Like, for example, there's 2 Estus shards that are very common Estus shards that everyone usually gets, and you get them in your previous runs because you physically go around looking in every nook and cranny and crevice and crack for the secrets. This run, you're missing a ton of them because you can't see anything in the dark, so you just don't see the doors, the pathways, the secret ways. You're not figuring it out. It's not your fault. It's too dark. So they actually wrote me and said, here's how you get 2 very important Estus shards that you missed that you're going to need to be able to heal, to keep going in the game. So I think what we're going to do is, number one, when I boot the game, let's go to like a darker area where I couldn't see. Let's get into the menu and let's see if I can tweak the brightness settings a little bit so that we can actually see in the dark. That way I'm not missing out on so much. We could still have the path tracing on, but be able to actually see inside of a cave or inside of a dark room. Because I get it. The path tracing, here's the point. It's actually supposed to be doing tracing of light so that it's realistic. If you're in a room and there's no light source, it's going to be pitch black in real life. You can't see anything. That's what they've done in the game. The problem is, in the game, that's not how they designed it. There's rooms that are meant to be dark with no light source, but you could still kind of see. Like in the original game, you could still see even in the dark rooms. It was hard to see, but you could still see. It was basically artificial light that would generate in the room. Well, they undid that. So now it's like you always need the torch. Well, that's crazy. I'm trying to fight one-hand bosses when normally I would two-hand them. I'm one-handed them, and it's making everything a lot more difficult. So there you go. So, for example, Felix Amate says, do it in No Man's Wharf. Yeah, No Man's Wharf is what I've avoided the whole time on purpose, knowing that I'm not going to be able to see there. You can't see there in the regular game, right? Starshine Radiant says there's easy settings. There's also mods that make things like lighting items cheap and infinite in-game so that you can keep having them. It's interesting. I don't want to add any more mods. I just want to tweak the mod that I currently have. So I think that's what we'll try to figure out, okay? the truth is I'm liking this run because it's artificially difficult. Does that make sense? It's not difficult because the game was designed that way. It is difficult because it was designed that way. But it's extra difficult because of this mod. This mod is making it a level of complexity on top of what I'm already doing, if that makes sense. And that's actually making it more challenging. I like that. I think it's making the run unique and interesting. If it was just Dark Souls 2 again, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting as, oh God, now I can't see, and now I'm trying to one hand, and I'm trying to survive with the torch is running out, right? Like that end of that last stream was crazy. When we went to the Huntsman's Copse or whatever, and we fell down to the secret cave, and we're fighting the ginormous petrified monster with one hand, we're beating it with the freaking sword. I'm like, come on, die. It was funny. So, good stuff. I think we're going to have fun today with this stream. Like I said, I feel like we're going to go back, and we're going to get those Estus shards, and then we're going to continue on. All right? So, good stuff there. That's what I'm excited for today. Of course, the late stream today is going to be pretty interesting. For the first time in over 2 years, I'm returning to Pal World. So for those who don't remember Pal World from 2 years ago, Pal World is a game that's basically a knockoff of Pokemon, only it's an MMO that has some interesting elements, including crafting, survival, recruiting of Pokemon and training them up and having them be on your team, shooting and combat. Like, there's actually physical combat, there's guns. It's a unique game in that regard. It's like, what if Pokemon actually put tons of effort into making an MMO? That's what it would be. But it's not an MMO, and it's also not Pokemon. Does that make sense? Not really, right? So I played the early version, okay, of the game. It was basically the version that came out in 2024, and it was very early on, if I remember, and it was on Game Pass. At that time, I didn't have a gaming PC, so we played it on Xbox Series X, and it ran well, but the problem was the console version that they released was way behind the PC version. So people playing the PC version, for example, were able to name their pals. They were able to do this thing and this thing. And so I'm playing, people are like, well, let's do this and this. Oh, it's not in the game. What do you mean it's not in the game? Yeah, the console version was incredibly bare bones at the time when it came out. So we played it maybe 2-3 streams, and then there was really nothing else to do. Like, I was like, well, we could keep going, but we kind of seen the limitations of what it is. I remember we did the first very big boss fight, and we beat the boss. I was like, okay, so we know what the game is. And people just kind of got bored with it, and we're like, you know. So now here we are, 2.5 years later. A ton has happened since the launch of Pal World, okay? Nintendo tried to sue them for various different reasons. Interestingly enough, never for, like, trademark infringement, which is what you think it would be. Like, oh, they're suing because they're saying, look, you took our characters and you're using them without our permission. No. They said, oh, we own the rights to having, like, a mount that can do certain things in a video game. Seriously. That's what Nintendo was making the argument in court, that we trademarked, that we own the rights to these gameplay elements of games, and no other game should have the right to do it. Yet Nintendo has no right to, or actually has no intention of, like, suing anyone for it except Pal World. So Nintendo went after Pal World for various gameplay elements, and Pal World then had to change them, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I have not played the game since, you know, I think it was like January, February 2024. I'm very curious about what's going to happen playing this today, how different it is. There's over 500,000 concurrent players playing it right now on PC. So it's a phenomenon again, now that it's in the 1.0 release. It's on Game Pass, so I'm going to play it tonight, and we're going to see. Obviously, I'm starting over, all right? I'm not going with what I did 2.5 years ago. We're just going to start from scratch, see the beginning of the game, and go from there. Now, if you guys like it, and you're enjoying it tonight, and you think it's a good thing for the streams, I'm more than willing to say, hey, let's make it part of my series. But there's a couple things. Number one, people are already telling me they're all Pokemon'd out, that because I've been playing Pokemon games nonstop since the fall, and I'm sometimes playing two at once. Like right now I'm playing Brilliant Diamond, but sometimes I play Pokemon Champions, that people are saying they're already tired of Pokemon. Well, this isn't Pokemon, but it is. You see what I'm saying? It's not Pokemon, but it actually is, because they knocked off Pokemon. So is it going to be too much Pokemon if I'm playing Brilliant Diamond, and then I'm also playing Pal World? I don't know. All right, so that's why We're going to try it out as tonight's late stream, and we're going to see if it works. If it does and people are more interested in it, I'll do it more. All right? And I know this is a little weird, but I am going to actually say that it kind of is a Pokemon game, even though it's not, okay? And I am going to actually say, let's do a free pack of Pokemon cards tonight to open on that stream. Even though it's technically not TCG and it's not Pokemon, I'll do a freebie pack anyway. All right, so we're into the Stellar Miracle Japanese box of cards. We'll do a free pack opening tonight on the stream, and then hopefully there will be support for the stream, and then we can open more, okay? So, there you have it. Let's see how it goes, and I guess we'll find out, all right? Cool. So, fingers crossed. It's fun. It's interesting. I like it. You like it. And it ends up being something for the rotation. I wouldn't be opposed to playing this maybe a couple times a week, messing around with it, seeing the new elements. You know, I'm cool with that. All right? So let's see how it goes, all right? Good stuff. Okay. So today's lineup is good, right? Dark Souls 2, and then trying out Pal World for the first time in a long time. That's going to be great. Now, there is one unfortunate result of the schedule kind of being everywhere. And I'm going to show you that unfortunate result. And some people are going to be angry, I'm sure, okay? Because it's happening again. Hasn't happened in a few weeks, but it's happening again. All right, you ready? You promise you're not going to freak out when I show you this? Do you promise? Okay, ready? Here we go. So this is the schedule for the rest of the week. And as you can see, here's what we just talked about. Tomorrow, we're going to do Pokemon Brilliant Diamond for the first time in the week. So we're going to do a major Pokemon stream. And then tomorrow night, we're playing TCG Card Shop Simulator. Oh, no. So people are going to be like, oh, he's doing it again. He's doing an entire day of Pokemon. He's playing Pokemon, and then he's playing the card game that has simulated Pokemon cards in it. I know. That wasn't intended. But as you can see, there's literally not a day when I could actually not have a double day. Like, no matter what with the games we're playing, we were bound to have a double day of that content, no matter what. So it had to happen. I said, let's do it tomorrow. All right? Hopefully people don't jump off a cliff or, you know, put their head in the toilet and flush over it. I get it. People are so upset. It's too much Pokemon. So it is what it is. So tomorrow we will have a very heavy Pokemon-centric day. There's going to be a lot of pack openings, all right? But then on Monday, we'll go back to Assassin's Creed, which I'm liking so far, and we're basically just getting out of the intro segment. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second because I know people are asking me what are my updated thoughts. And then Pokemon Champions. I wanted to play Pokemon Champions last week, and I didn't get the opportunity to. I want to do a stream of it, so I'm going to do it Monday night. And then Tuesday, we're going to do Dark Souls 2 again, and that's going to be DSP Tries It, our first DSP Tries It of the week, or for 2 weeks. And we're actually going to try this new sandwich from Firehouse Subs. It's called the Smokin' Honey Chicken Melt. It looks really good. It looks like it's got a bunch of toppings. It's got a special sauce you could dip it in. We haven't done Firehouse Subs in a very long time. So we're going to do that for DSP Tries It. And then Tuesday night, my night is open. All right? We can either do more Pal World. If you guys like it tonight and you want more Pal World, we can do it on Tuesday night, the end of my week. Or I still have a whole bunch of Sega CD, 32X, and 32X CD games, which we did not document and grade and price out yet. So we can have a chill night where we just hang out and we do that and we just do like a chill with Phil. All right? So let's let the week play out for the next 4 days. Let's see how Pal World does tonight. That's going to be a big determining factor. And based off of that, we'll then determine what we end up doing at the end of the week. Okay? Because Tuesday is the end of my week. Then I'm off on Wednesday, but then listen to this. I'm here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm here 9 straight days after this Wednesday. Woo! Okay, that'll be interesting. 9 days without a break. Hopefully it's a good 9 days. That's all I gotta say. Okay, and one other thing. We are now currently doing the Pokemon Stellar Miracle set of Pokemon cards. We've opened 3 packs so far. 3? 4? I think 4. The cards are nice. The cards are very nice. The cards are awesome art, and it's a lot of Pokemon that I'm not even familiar with. And people are helping me to know the names of the Pokemon because I can't read Japanese. But it's a good set. All right, and I'm excited. Hopefully we get some good hits in this set because the cards are all very nice. However, I got something very special. All right? Very special coming up. Basically, once it arrives, I want to reveal it to you, but it hasn't arrived yet. In fact, let me just check quickly. Because if it arrives, like, right now, I would like to show you, but I don't think it's going to arrive yet. It says arriving today. Let's see. And that's not here yet. Okay. It's out for delivery, but it's not here yet. So I got something special I want to show you all. Okay? In regards to upcoming, card unpackings. And I'm curious what you guys are how you're gonna react and what you're gonna say. In fact, there might be a direct reaction. I just don't want to spoil it. But I want to show you, and depending on your reaction, will determine what we do moving forward. But I'm not going to spoil until it's here, and it's not here yet. Okay? Okay? No, not a life-size Pikachu. Basically, it's more cards, but it's something completely different. All right? It's based on your feedback. It's based on, right now we have some time, because like I told you guys, coming up in the middle of the month in about a week, I'm going to be getting the new Pitch Black set of Pokemon cards. It's the next English set. Brand spanking new. I'm getting 2 boxes, one from Pokemon Center and one from a reseller. So we're going to be doing those for a bit. But before then, we're doing the Stellar Miracle. But then I had an idea. I said, why don't we try this idea and see how people react? So I want to show you. I want to see how you guys react and go from there. And if you guys like the idea, maybe we'll go with that. Okay? But it's not here yet, so I'm not going to spoil. All right? Cool. Why does my head look extra big today? I don't know. I keep telling you guys because people are always saying insulting things on stream. Anyway, but the camera is here. It's up at an angle toward me. Why is it up at an angle going toward me like this instead of straight ahead like this? Like if the camera was here, I would look very different. But the camera is up here. It's up here because it has to go over my monitor. If I didn't have it at this angle, it would look completely different. You see? My head probably wouldn't look as big, but my other body parts would be different proportions. That's the thing. Like right now, the closest thing to the camera is my head. But if I put my hand towards it, now my hand looks huge. You see? Because that's the camera angle. That's how it works. Yes, my mother was Ace Ventura and my dad was Ricky Gervais, although that's 2 guys, so I don't know how that could be a mother and father pair. There you go. Okay. All right. So that's some of the basic stuff I just wanted to cover. Now we can hang out and just see what you guys want to talk about for the morning show. And then we're going to play Dark Souls 2. First contribution of the day has come in. It is Guitar Player 1939. Thank you so much, Guitar Player, for a $5 super chat. It's good to see you. Thank you so much. Let's get that on the leaderboard. $4.99. Okay, so let's see what you guys want to chat about today. What's going on? Tag me in either chat. Let's do a little bit of Q&A to get some discussion going as we continue to build up attendance for Dark Souls 2. How y'all doing? I look pale today. I look pale every single day of my life. I don't know what you're talking about. The only time I wasn't pale, when I was in my early 20s, I went to California for about 2.5 weeks for a vacation, and also I attended the very first Evo ever, okay? When I did that, I was outside almost all day, every day in the sun, and my skin got super tan. I came home and people were like, holy shit, I don't even recognize you because you look so tan, okay? That was the only time in my life I've ever actually been tan. Since I'm just so pale that if I go in the sun, I burn, you know? What upcoming game am I most excited for? I would say the ones that we've talked about that are on the release schedule for the year. Probably the Wolverine game looks great at this point. It looked way better than I originally thought it was going to be. obviously everyone is going to say GTA 6 is one of the huge ones that they're looking forward to, and I'm also, you know. Outside of that, let me see. Looking quickly at the game releases for the rest of the year. I always like a Silent Hill game. I hope Silent Hill Townfall is good, because Silent Hill F sucked ass last year, and I would really like to have a good Silent Hill game this year. Honestly, that might be it. Like, there's other games, but they're just so uncertain if they're going to be good or not. So that's exactly what I would say. I would say the Wolverine and GTA 6 probably. And hopefully Silent Hill Townfall. So there you go. No, Akamaru, I'm not selling any cards. No, I'm not. Beef Supreme says Hellraiser game. Well, that's a question mark. Will Hellraiser be good or not? I don't know. I hope it is. It'd be great if it is, but I don't know if it's going to be good. Did I ever do a final thoughts on Pragmata? Yes, in the final part of Pragmata, I did a final thoughts. Essentially, I think Pragmata was a good game. Shorter, but also, you know, the content was fun. The good combination of third-person, you know, shooting combat with puzzles, which is unique. I've never seen a game that combined, like, the on-the-fly puzzles with the combat like that game did it. Graphics were good. The story was actually interesting and kind of unique, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was a good outing by Capcom, and it was something unique as well. I really like to see when something new comes out, as opposed to when they're just rehashing a franchise, doing another installment of a franchise. I like it when there's something, they try something different, and they did. Do I have a problem with you singing in chat? I guess not really. As long as you're not spamming, I don't know what you mean. Okay. Did I think the Pokemon ZA DLC was worth it? It looks cool, but you don't know, says Layla. Layla the Witch is asking. So here's the thing with the Pokemon Legends ZA DLC. The story itself is not bad, but they pad the shit out of it. They keep making you go into this alternate dimension, which is essentially just a very quickly rendered empty map with a bunch of Pokemon and collectibles in it. And they make you either fight the Pokemon or grab all the collectibles in a limited time frame, and then you get points, and then you got to do it again, and you get points, and you do it again, and you get points. It's very grindy. Then they're like, oh, you got enough points, now here's more story. And the reason they did that is because if they didn't have that, it would be done in like 5 hours. And you'd be like, oh, I paid all this money for a DLC, it's only 5 hours long. So basically, it's a very padded DLC. All I would say is if you really like the recent Pokemon Legends ZA, you beat the game and you're sad because you're like, well, there's not really much left to do in the game now, and you absolutely want to get more gameplay out of the game, then get the DLC. But otherwise, it's just not very meaty. The story is decent, but way too spread out with grindy segments that are boring as hell. It took me a while to beat it, and people were bored by the end. To be honest, I beat the story of it, but there was more to do, and people were like, stop. They were so bored. I was like, all right, I'm not going to keep going and force you guys to watch me play this thing endlessly if you guys really don't like it. So I like quit out on it. You know what I mean? Have I been hitting the gym? Yes, my home gym. 2 nights in a row I've been working out. I work out at least 4 times a week, if not 6, dependent on the week. I'm going to work 4 straight days here. I already did 2, and I'm doing 2 more, and then I'm going to take some break. So there you go. Did I see what LTG said about me? No, I don't give a shit what that idiot says. Who cares what the ramblings of a retarded, you know, brain-dead moron are? I don't care. Let him say whatever he wants. How's the weather? Hot. We're in summer weather right now. Full summer weather. Between 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit every day. Lots of sun. Air conditioner needs to be blasting because it is very hot. Luckily, we have no humidity for the most part. So it's when you get in the shade, it's cool. That's the good thing. If you're in a place where it's hot, but you can get cool right away if you go in shade, it's fine. The problem is if you live somewhere where it's humid, then you can't get cool because it's just sticky and nasty everywhere. I hate that. Yeah, it seems like no matter where you are, the climate is changing significantly. Like in Europe, where normally it's not hot, you guys are like sweating it out this year, right? And that's why there's big debate about air conditioning in Europe, where you guys usually don't have it. But now, like, it feels like you need it, right? That's basically what happened to us here in the Pacific Northwest of the United States in the last decade. It used to be that we never really had hot temperatures. Even in the summer, it would still be moderate. You know, it would still be cool, cloudy, rainy a lot. All of a sudden, I move here in 2014, and they start having hot-ass summers. So I'm here, I'm like, I thought everyone said it was cool, and all my neighbors are like, oh, no, it usually is. This is just crazy now that we're having this heat. We never used to get it. Oh, so I moved here, and now it gets hot here in the summer? Like, this sucks, right? I was trying to move away from all the heat and everything on the East Coast, and now I moved to it, and now there's hot summers here, okay? So what happened is, now in the summer, most people out here don't have air conditioning. We don't have central air in our homes because our homes weren't designed to need it because you used to need it. It didn't used to be hot. Well, now it is, and everyone's like, dude, we really wish we had central air. So for here, we got a series of air conditioners that are the ones that stand on the floor, and you put the tube into your window. So I have one here, one across the hallway, and one in our bedroom all the way down on the other side of the house. And what we've done is we bought a ton of big standing fans. And we have, it's like a wind tunnel, basically. So we have one fan right here blowing the air from these two rooms down the hallway. We have a giant fan in the bedroom blowing the air out of there. And then we have fans going all the way down our curving staircase, tunneling the air downstairs. And then we have a big-ass fan downstairs blowing the air across the floor into the bottom floor. So basically, our air conditioning now cools the entire house down with constant movement of air, which is obviously awesome. But it took a while for us to figure this out, like how to do it. So there was a few summers where like we were struggling. We had like 1 or 2 air conditioners and the house was just hot as hell all summer. But now, so here's what's happened. In the last decade, because every summer now is so hot, any new homes that are built in the area, it is required that they have central air. Which, to be honest, it should have been like that from the get-go, but no one had the foresight to see that the climate was going to change and everything was going to get warmer over time. Even though historically, if you actually study weather, it's happened a zillion times before. It's the normal cycle of Earth, is that things get hotter over time, and then they get cooler, and then they get hotter. Like, it goes up and down. There's, you know, global warming, then there's ice ages. It goes back and forth. So anyone who studied it would have known, but I guess people aren't that smart. They're just quite stupid. So they just assume everything will be eternal and nothing will ever change. So they built these houses out here all wrong. So now it's way too hot in the summer. So it sounds to me, that's like what you guys are going through over in Europe, right? Like you guys are actually going through exactly the same thing where you never expected that you were going to have these hot summers. And now because of climate change, you're having this abnormally hot summer and everyone's like sweating it out, dying over there because no one over there has the AC, right? So it's actually so bad. Right now, we've been told by our weather services out here, we're about to have super El Nino. What does that mean? It means that there's something taking place in the Pacific Ocean that's right next to us, these air currents and things. We're about to have not only an abnormally overly hot summer, but our fall and winter are going to be very dry and warm. So basically, we're never going to get a break. We're going to get heat, heat, heat. And then at the time when it's supposed to be, oh, it's cool, it's fall. We're going to have leaves and we're going to have, you know, all the things from autumn like Halloween and then Christmas and snow. We're not getting any of it. We're just going to get heat, 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 heat. And I'm not kidding. That's what I moved here to avoid. Like, that's why I moved to Washington State. because I was told, oh, it's moderate temperatures all year. You don't have to deal with the extreme heat. That's what I wanted to get away from. Roy says in the UK, people think 78 is hot. Well, again, here's the thing. Okay? It might be. You might think 78 is hot if you're not used to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not used to a certain temperature, you'll still think it's hot, even though people have it way hotter in other places. It all depends on what you're usually used to. You know what I'm saying? Someone tipped $1.50 talking about muscle gain. I don't care. Thanks for $1.50. Not entertaining your nonsense. Okay. So, if you are enjoying the morning show, please support the stream in some way. First thing you can do if you're watching on YouTube is give this stream a like. With over 250 viewers and climbing, it would be great to get a bunch of likes. Let's get 100 likes on today's stream, right? Let's get to 100 likes on today's stream. Now, you can contribute in a lot of different ways to support the content. You can become a member on YouTube. You can give some memberships to your fellow viewer. You can do a super chat or a super sticker. If you're on the kick side, you can drop me some kicks. You can become a sub. You can give some subs to your fellow viewer. All right? If you are watching in any way, whether it's on demand, on the live stream, whatever, you can send a tip via PayPal. The link is in the description of either the video, the stream, or you could use the tips command in chat, !tip, to get your link there to send a tip. Anything would be greatly appreciated. Today, we're doing Dark Souls 2. Usually, Dark Souls 2 does really well. So please support if you can. And let's go. Remember, we're doing Pokemon pack openings.
All I see you do is beg.
In tandem with levels of support. Right now, we're opening Stellar Miracle, which is a nice Japanese set we just started yesterday, and the cards look great. And it's a bunch of Pokemon we're not even used to, which is nice. It's good to have different Pokemon rather than the same ones over and over. We'll be opening packs if we hit $100 of cumulative support, $150, $200, $250, $300, so on and so forth. If someone does a $50 contribution in one go, whether that's a tip, a super chat, kicks, 10 subs, 17 memberships, whatever it is, then that's an extra bonus pack. And we've gone back to both Destined Rivals and Prismatic Evolutions bonus boxes. These are the extra valuable boxes of cards in which you can get, like, you know, hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars cards in these. Okay? These are only for hugely supported streams. Like if someone drops $100 in one go, or if we end up doing $250 cumulative of support in one stream, then we'll open some of these as well. We have 2 left in here, 1 left in here. So that'll be some bonuses, okay? So please consider supporting the stream if you have not yet. Thank you in advance to anyone who does support Dark Souls 2 or the morning show or both today. Let's get some momentum going. And I will give you a nice shout out and get you on the leaderboard when you contribute. Thank you. Okay. Let's go. So let's see. Who will be our first tip of the day? Right? Who's going to be our first member of the day? Our first sub of the day? Our first kicks of the day? Let's find out. Let's get those first people up on the leaderboard. Okay. What's up, John? How are you today? Good to see you. Okay. All right, what do you guys want to talk about? We got a little bit of time left. We're still building up attendance. Attendance is actually increasing well. So this is excellent. What do you guys want to chat about? Pierogies, I'm working on building up my arms. I don't think I'm going to beat anyone in an arm wrestling competition right now. But give us some time of building my arms, and then maybe I'll get to work. But right now, no, I don't think I would beat anyone with arm wrestling. Still working on them. J-Man Games with a $5 super chat. He says, stay cool. Thank you to J-Man Games for the super chat. I appreciate that. And you beat out Guitar Player by a penny. So thank you to J-Man. I appreciate that very much. What's my favorite Linkin Park song? Crawling in My Skin. These wounds, they will not heal. That's Linkin Park, right? I think so. That is Linkin Park, right? It is? Good. Because whenever someone says Linkin Park, I immediately hear, crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. I just hear it in my head every time. I don't know why. It just plays in my head. Best arm wrestling movie, Over the Top, starring Sylvester Stallone. That's a great movie. Yes, I've seen Time Cop. Yes, I've seen Demolition Man. I've seen that a zillion times. That was a very popular movie in the 90s. Incredibly popular. No, I never saw the Jimmy Neutron movie. No, I think I know of it. I think I remember the art style, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie itself. Brian, I have no idea if Hellraiser will be on disc or not. I haven't bought a disc game in so long. I don't really follow that. Favorite Bruce Willis film? Ooh. I mean, obviously, the first movies that come to mind when I think Bruce Willis is either the Die Hard trilogy, because I say trilogy because I consider it a trilogy. Like, I know there were more Die Hard movies after the first three, but that's the ones that were out, like, in the 90s and the prominent ones. And after that, like, I know that there was that one, I can't remember what it was called, the one about the fire sale or whatever, and then they made another one after that, too. I don't really remember those. I just remember the first three. But then I also remember Fifth Element. So those are, like, the movies I would say, the Die Hard trilogy and Fifth Element are the movies that really, I think, Bruce Willis. It's a tough question. In truth, I know this sounds weird. I actually think that I like Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third one, the most. Why? Because I love seeing John McClane play off of someone else. It's some of his best reactions and acting, and I think that because he has Samuel L. Jackson to work off of in that movie, it's just better. It's better seeing him with that level of interaction with someone over the whole movie, right? But at the same time, damn, he's really good in Fifth Element. And that's such a cool movie. So it's really hard to make the decision. I don't know. I can't decide. I give up. I give up. Hello. Wow. How do you say your name? Wawdiomu. How am I supposed to pronounce that? It's ridiculous. But hello. I got to see Obsession. Yeah, I've heard. So I think both Obsession and the Backrooms are on demand digitally now, but you have to rent them and they cost a ton of money. So I'll probably wait until they go a little cheaper, and then I'll probably do the digital rental or whatever. I do want to see them. Yeah. James says Backrooms is better than Obsession. Miss Killer Goose says Backrooms is insanely good. Dark Magus' Obsession is so good, funny and creepy at the same time. Loved it. Great horror movies these days. Also loved Weapons. I liked Weapons. The ending is a little ridiculous in Weapons, but overall, the idea of Weapons was crazy and super unique. Like, here's the thing. A horror movie these days, in my opinion, is better if it's unique. Because there's too many horror movies that follow tropes that are very predictable. I hate a horror movie that you can predict the whole goddamn movie right at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And I hate it when there's a horror director that makes a series of movies and they're all the same movie. I really do. I hate that shit. Like, what's the guy who made, what's the one? Let me think about this. The guy who made the movie about the witches and the not really the witches, but the cult, and the woman didn't know that it was real, and it was real. I forgot what it was called. Then he also made Midsommar, and he made like 3 or 4 of these movies that are all horror movies, but they're all the same movie. If you actually watch them all back to back, it's exactly the same formula. It's that there's a weird, deceptive thing going on, and you don't know if it's real or not. And by the end of the movie, it's revealed it's all real. You just didn't know it. It was like hidden from plain sight. So it's supposed to be like a twist surprise. But it's like, but every movie were the same. Yeah, Hereditary, Midsommar. Is it Ari Aster? Yeah, Ari Aster. All his movies are exactly the same. So if you see one, you'll like it. And if you see the next one, you're like, I just saw the same movie again. It's different setting, different characters, different tweaks to the plot, but it's the same plot. Like Midsommar is the same, where the people are fooled into thinking, oh, this isn't what it really is, and then it is at the end. Oh, a twist. Well, it's not really a twist because I already saw your other movie, so I knew it was going to be the same thing. I hate that they do the same movie over and over. So I like horror movies today that are very unique, that they do something completely different. So for as silly you could say that as Weapons was, it was so unique that it was still kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, for most of the movie, you were scratching your head. What in the holy hell is going on? At the end, the reveal's like, what? And then there's like a big shocking scene at the end of the movie. You're like, oh my God. So I liked it because of that. Like, it could have been better, I feel, but at least it was unique. Just give me a unique premise and I will like the movie way more, in my opinion. So, Solo 2 AM, thanks for $2. Do you prefer tree Hyraxes or rock Hyraxes better? I don't know. I'll say tree. I don't know the difference, but thanks for $2. Like, here's another example. And this movie now is probably a decade old, but It Follows. That movie was such a unique premise. I never heard that premise before in any movie. And I don't want to spoil it because it's actually one of the most unique horror movie premises ever. And it actually was legit entertaining, like super entertaining and scary. Can I type in the chat? Yes, I can. There you go. What's my favorite overall Adam Sandler movie? I'd have to think. I mean, his originals are the best. Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. And some other ones from around that time period, like Big Daddy. Those are my favorite ones. The ones from the 90s era when he was hitting his stride in his prime. I haven't seen anything in the last decade he put out. And there was all those 2000 eras ones that kind of sucked ass. So I remember I was seeing like, yeah, Wedding Singer. Oh, Wedding Singer's great too. So Wedding Singer, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. That's his trilogy. If you just watch those 3 movies, you'll think this guy's a comedic genius. And then if you watch anything else, you start to lose your good opinions on him. I would say there's other good movies he made too. Like, I like Big Daddy. Surprisingly, I like 50 First Dates, even though a lot of people don't like that one. I like that one. But some of this, like when he started doing basically what happened was Hollywood started depending on him that every year there was going to be a big Adam Sandler movie. Because he could pump out a movie a year, and they always wanted it to be the comedy blockbuster of the summer. So he just forced himself to keep pumping out the same style of movie. And some of like Little Nicky, that movie sucked ass. It was so fucking boring and unfunny. And didn't make, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, why'd he even make this shitty movie? You know? So that's the problem, is that he kept getting forced by the machine to pump out more crap. And everyone would run to see it thinking, oh, it's Adam Sandler. It's Adam Sandler. He's got another hit. And then half the time they suck. And I just stopped watching his stuff after a while. James, thank you for €2. He says Click is his best. I saw Click once, I think. Like I said, once it got to the 2000s era, I just didn't really care about Adam Sandler anymore, and I stopped really caring about seeing his stuff. So... Any interest in the Resident Evil film coming out later this year? I mean, I want to see it, but I'm not expecting it to be Resident Evil. I'm not. The guy who's making it outright has said, I didn't want to make a movie that was the same as the games. I want to do something different. So, you know, it's not going to be feeling much like Resident Evil. It looks like scary from what we've seen. That preview that we watched is like, damn, that does look messed up, like really messed up. It's body horror. It's going to be like a lot of mutations and body horror in that movie. Someone tipped me $2. Says, do you have a favorite B movie? My favorite is The Room by Tommy Wiseau. My two favorite B movies of all time are Street Fighter the movie, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, and the Super Mario Brothers movie, the live-action one from the 90s, starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, and also Dennis Hopper. Those are my two favorite B movies. I could watch those movies endlessly, as bad as they are, and laugh and enjoy them. They've got countless, like, one-liners, bad acting, you know. Basically, all those video game movies from the 90s missed the mark so huge. They're just entertaining as hell. You know what I'm saying? TX Shooter, thanks for $5. How you liking Assassin's Creed Black Flag so far? Oh, so we're about 4 to 5 hours into it right now. What I will say is, I am enjoying it. So what's the best thing about it? The graphics. The graphics are absolutely insanely good. And I got the ray tracing on and everything, so you got insane reflections in the water and everything. It's sick. It looks so amazing. So I'm so happy to be playing it on a gaming PC. Oh, and for the record, I updated my graphics drivers on the gaming PC now, so it'll stop giving me that stupid message when I boot the game up that your drivers are outdated, okay? Now, the streamlined things like the combat being completely different and the parkour being simplified are a double-edged sword, and here's why. So the combat feels better. It feels like a modern game, but it's very easy. Like, incredibly easy, to the point where I don't think there's going to be much challenge in the game because of it. The parkour at sometimes feels great because now you fully move through the city completely free of any limitations, just like the modern Assassin's Creeds. But the problem is the game wasn't designed that way. So, for example, yesterday we were doing our first ship combat, and one of the elements now is during ship combat, if you get to the top of the ship and you cut their flag off, it crushes the morale of the people and you can beat them more quickly. But what the problem is, all you're trying to do is climb the mast. It's actually difficult because all you're trying to do is hold up and climb, and sometimes the guy will be like, oh, I just want to jump in this direction, but don't want you to do that. But because they made it so free form, he'll just do it. Like, you get to the mast, right? And so here's a little icon, there's a dot. So you have to stand in front of the dot for it to trigger and say, press this button to slash the flag or whatever. All I want him to do is take one freaking step up, and I tell him to do it, and he leaps over the thing at maximum capacity and kills himself. He committed suicide. He jumped off the mast like an idiot and lands face first on the deck and just splat like a pancake. Like, obviously, I just wanted him to walk one step up so I could slash the flag, but because the parkour has been made too easy, basically there's no protections against him doing that. So in the city, it's not that big of a deal, but at sea, it could be a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I do feel like it's kind of a balance right now. I hope it gets better, and that maybe it's not as big of a deal as it seemed at first. But overall, I'm really liking it. And I remember the plot of this game is really good. I remember that it has a lot of good content. And, you know, I remember really enjoying it the first time I played it 13 years ago. So I'm excited to play through the whole game with all you guys over the next several weeks, okay? Someone tipped $1.45 and says, as an Italian, do you prefer Scorsese or Coppola? They're both good. They both made amazing movies. If you're talking about Martin Scorsese or Francis Ford Coppola, both amazing directors in their own rights. They've made amazing movies. I don't have a preference, actually. I don't. Battlefield Earth. I've never actually seen the movie. I've heard it's atrocious. I've never seen Battlefield Earth. What's my favorite Christmas movie? Ooh. Favorite Christmas movie of all time. Well, okay. A Christmas Story I've probably seen the most because they used to play that on a marathon on TV on Christmas, and my dad would have it on TV the entire day. So I've probably seen A Christmas Story more than any other Christmas movie. Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I still laugh my ass off at that movie every time I watch it. Also, Home Alone 1. I laugh my ass off every time I watch it. And Muppet Christmas Carol, I think is my favorite version of Christmas Carol, which is silly because it has the Muppets, but it's so good. And Scrooged, starring Bill Murray, my favorite kind of iteration of that, if that makes sense, kind of a modern Christmas Carol take. So I love all of those movies, okay? Can I determine between them all? Ooh, I don't know. Those are like my favorite Christmas movies of all time. That's what I'll say. I don't know how we got on the topic of Christmas movies on July 11th. Christmas in July seems early. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is great, but it's not a movie. It's a Christmas special. It's an outstanding Christmas special from the 80s that a lot of people have forgotten about, but it is by Jim Henson, and it has unique Muppets and things in it that he created just for it, and it's a super good special. That's one that tugs at the heartstrings. Is there a Halloween movie I watch every year? No, not necessarily. I always watch horror movies in October, but it's not necessarily the same ones. Will I play Red Dead Redemption 2 in early autumn before GTA 6 releases? No. Here's the thing about Red Dead Redemption 2. It is such a story-centric game, meaning the gameplay is there, but it is so on rails and takes such a back seat to the story that once you've played through the game once, there's really no reason to ever play it again. Like, I will always remember the story of Red Dead Redemption 2, and quite frankly, I probably enjoy watching someone else play it more than playing it again, because it actually isn't fun to play, it's a fun narrative. Does that make sense? I did not watch the Netflix series of The Dark Crystal. No, I did not. Felix the Maid, did you get banned? I'm going to unban you. How did you get banned? I just unbanned you, Felix. I don't know how you got banned. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what happened. You're unbanned. And I'm not even going to bother scrolling up to figure it out. You're unbanned. Any advice on how to get biceps like yours? Work out. Work out, get a weight machine. And then you can have biceps like mine. That's about it. Do curls. He was spouting nonsense about climate change and immigration. He was talking about deporting illegal immigrants. All right, Felix the Maid, don't do that. You're unbanned. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. No, I could do pull-ups if I wanted to because my machine has the ability to do it. What I would have to do, because right now I do pull-downs, and that works out my triceps. That's actually what I did last night. I did the pull-downs for my triceps, but I could do it, just pull it the other way like this, and that's a simulated pull-up. So I could do the simulated pull-ups if I wanted to, but I haven't done them yet. I told you, I'm doing so many different exercises. I'm doing 8 exercises right now. I'm doing So last night I did the press. Then I did the a pull down like this, which it's not in front of the machine, where you pull down like this and it's a pull up, but you pull down like this. So this works out your shoulders and your back. And then I did the crunches. And then I did the pull downs from the front of the machine, and that works out your triceps. So that's what I did last night. And then tonight I'm going to do the butterflies. I'm going to do the curls. That's right. And then I'm going to do the leg lifts. That works out my legs. And then the pull, so you do a standing pull with each hand, each arm. You do 10 to 20 reps with the weight, and that works out a ton. That works out your entire back, shoulder, arm. It works out all those muscles together. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And I do those 8 exercises. I'm going to continue to do those for months until I feel like I've kind of mastered them or I'm bored. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I keep, like last night, I increased the weight on the pull downs, the tricep pull downs. Yes, I went to another weight class on that. I want to increase weight on the crunches, but I can't. Like, I'm to the point where I got to keep working on the weight I'm doing right now for my crunches. Even though I want to do more, I'm not going to be able to do enough reps. So I'm working on that. And then basically, I'm going to keep increasing the weight on the exercise I'm doing until I feel like, that's enough. And then I'll start doing other exercises. Like, eventually, I probably will do the pull-ups, but I just haven't gotten there yet. See, here's the thing. When I had the free weights, I was doing the exercises to get my traps, like people right here, right? So I was doing the exercises where you have the free weight dumbbells here, and you go up like this, and down, and up, and down, and that works out your traps. But I stopped doing them. I stopped doing those exercises. Now I'm doing other ones. So people are like, oh, your traps don't look like they've grown, because I'm not doing any exercises really for that. I'm doing upper back, lower back, like some shoulder here, but not that muscle group. Why is my stomach still flabby? It's not at all. My stomach is not flabby in any way, shape, or form. That's been one of the humongous improvements and changes. Is my core is rock hard. It's got a tiny little bit of fat around it, because that's the hardest thing to burn, is that little, they call it the spare tire, but it's very small. I've burned a lot of it off. Tons. Can I show you a before and after picture since before I started working out? You could just go back in time to the streams. You don't realize all the videos are live, right? Seriously. Like, I started working out, I think it was either late July, early August of last year. Now, I'd already made diet changes before then, so I was already losing weight. Okay? Originally I started off, before I started changing my diet and exercising, I was probably around 210 pounds. I kind of fluctuated between 205 and 210 all the time. All right? When we made the diet changes, just the diet changes alone with 0 exercise, I went from fluctuating 205 to 210 down to like 190, 195. I kind of fluctuated there. That was just diet. Okay? So that's a huge change. Almost, 20 pounds lost within about a year and a half just on diet changes. Okay? Then we continued to change our diet further while I worked out basically for a whole year. So within that year, I've gone from around 195 to 190 pounds down to like 165. That's where I'm at right now. I'm around 165. Okay? And I've built muscle mass. Like, my arms, I had no muscles on these arms. 0. There was no muscle on my arm at all. And this has all come because I've been working out, And all the fat that I had on my thighs, on my ass, on my stomach, all the spare tire, all that, it's all gone. You can even see it in my face that I used to have a ton more fat in my face, and most of it has burned off just from, again, changing my diet and working out. But it's mostly, I would argue, it's a combination of doing both at the same time. Just the diet, you'll lose weight. But then if you do diet and exercise, you double up, then you're going to have the big changes. That's what happened to both of us. My wife and I have both lost a ton of weight. She also lost a ton of weight just in the last year particularly because of our diet changes. We went from eating meals that had a lot of, like, for example, we do bakes. So what would our bakes be? Tuna casserole. What does that have? Cheese, breadcrumbs, some kind of soup and stuff. All terrible for you. We have a Mexican bake. What does that have? A ton of freaking cheese. Do you see what I'm saying? All this fatty shit. And we used to eat this stuff all the time. Pasta. When we had pasta, we had mozzarella cheese in there with the sauce and everything, meat that had fat in it and stuff like that. So now, today we're going to have pasta. What are we having? Protein pasta, meaning it's pasta that's loaded with extra proteins, okay? We're not getting store-bought sauce. We're making our own. We got a passata, which is just strained Italian tomatoes, and my wife adds seasonings her own. It's just seasonings like oregano, stuff like that, just to make it taste better, okay? A little bit of tomato paste, all right, to give it a little bit more thickness. Just a little bit, like a tiny little can of tomato paste, okay? Chicken. What kind of chicken are we putting in there? Is it breaded chicken that's fried? No. It's plain chicken that's actually been rotisserie seasoned. Okay, so you just pieces of rotisserie seasoned chicken in there. All right, we forgot to get olives. We like olives in our bake. We forgot it. And fat-free cheese. They make fat-free mozzarella cheese. Doesn't taste as good as regular mozzarella, that's for sure. But it's similar consistency, and it's really good. So this is what we're having today. We haven't had pasta in months, but we want to have a healthy pasta to kind of treat ourselves because we've been doing so good with our diet. So we're going to have a healthy pasta today. This is probably our heaviest meal we've eaten in 2 months. You see? Otherwise, everything is light. Like the other day, we had salmon. We had glazed salmon. It was like a soy ginger glaze with a side of rice and assorted vegetables. That was our dinner. And it tasted great. And that's what we're eating every meal, this healthy kind of stuff, every single meal. So because we're eating high protein, low carb, low fat every meal, and our snacks are also low carb, low fat, high protein, that's what's happened. In the last year, we both dropped like 30 plus pounds, both of us. It's crazy. It's diet and exercise. Boom, it'll happen. But you have to be disciplined, and you have to make it so that you don't have the temptation to do the bad things. And it just becomes normalized that this is the healthy stuff you're doing, and then boom, the changes happen. The date is wrong on the scrolling text. I must not have updated it. Hold on. You are correct. Today is July 11th. Thank you for telling me. I forgot to change the date. Appreciate that. Okay. It's another sock from this idiot. Let me get rid of that. I just noticed them. Okay. The key for us. All right, here's the key for us. Over a course of 2 years, before this last year, we weaned ourselves off of regularly eating bad things. Like, no exaggeration. What we used to do is every once in a while, we would order out and get McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. We liked doing that. We stopped. We said, we're not doing that anymore. We're just taking that out of our diet, okay? So we basically stopped craving more fast foodie stuff. Then we said, okay, we're going to cut back on the bakes that have the high fat, we started phasing that out. So it was a process of about 2 years where we just slowly phased out. And then this last year was the one where we went hardcore in. We're changing all of our meals to be high protein, low carb, low fat, and even our snacks are now high protein, low carb, low fat. Keto-oriented snacks, things like that. That's kind of what we go for. Not to say that we're on a pure keto diet. We're not. We still eat bread and carbs and things like that every once in a while. But like, for example, remember during my marathon in Deveston Day about a week ago, I had chili dogs, right? Remember that? So those chili dogs were keto buns, meaning no net carbs. You eat it, you aren't getting any carbs because it's enough fiber that it's going to basically be a net carb gain. Turkey hot dogs that are insanely low fat but still taste great. And a homemade turkey chili, which my wife made, which is sauteed ground turkey with like brown sugar and a little bit of probably like a beef stock or something like that, but not a ton of it. you know, diced onion, homemade stuff. It's insanely good. It's way high protein, great flavor, and almost no fat and carbs at all. And it looks like a chili dog. It tastes like a chili dog. It's just that you need to know how to make these alternatives. There's great healthy alternatives to all the bad stuff, okay? So there you go. Blood Rain, I don't ban you for YouTube. You got to email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com and give me your YouTube URL, and I can unban you. No, low carb is not bad. Sorry to tell you this. Low carb diet is not bad. Wrong. Starshine Radiance has become a member. Thank you for the membership, Starshine Radiance. I appreciate that. That's our first membership of the day. We're up to 26 bucks of support. Shui, how are you? Good to see you. We are going to end the morning show shortly. Just so everybody knows, and we're going to begin with Dark Souls 2 in just a couple minutes here. Oh, we know about bone broth. We haven't tried it yet. We've heard that bone broth is the great alternative to beef stock or beef broth, and we have not tried it yet. We might. What's the next DSP Tries It? It is. DSP Tries It will be this Tuesday. It's going to be Firehouse Subs' new, I think it's called the Smoking Chicken Sub or something like that. So what it is it's this chicken with this flavoring, a whole bunch of sauteed veggies, and then they give you a sauce to dip it in. Looks interesting. Haven't had Firehouse in a year, so it'll be interesting to try it again. I've loved it the other times I've had it, so. No, I do not drink protein shakes. No, I do not. Really? Shinzo Moon says bone broth is not good for gout because it's high in purines. Oh. See, I do have a blood condition where if I have high uric acid concentration, it causes me to get crystals that build up in my joints. That would not be good. So maybe the bone broth is a bad idea. That's another thing. I should bring this up. I have gout, which is a blood condition. It's a blood disease. If you eat too much red meat, too much shellfish, if you drink too much, and if you do unhealthy things, you basically get these crystals, uric acid crystals that build up in your joints, and you get insane pain and swelling, and it lasts days. It has to break up naturally. It's just a pain in the ass. It's horrible, okay? It feels like someone's stabbing you in your joints. Since we did these changes, it doesn't affect me anymore. Like, no lie, because I almost don't eat any red meat. It's mostly turkey or chicken all the time for protein, and then every once in a while, like salmon and stuff like that. But pretty much, I just don't get the flare-ups anymore. Like, never. Once in a blue moon, I'll have a day where my foot's a little sore, and then it goes away. I haven't had a full-blown gout flare-up in so many years since we started making all these diet changes, basically. It's been done, so... No kidney stones. No. Nothing like that. It's temporary. It's basically uric acid building up in certain joints. Usually it's your foot, but it can also be other joints too, but usually it's your foot. And it only lasts a few days, but it's not like a kidney stone where it's a slow buildup and then it gets clogged or anything like that. Yes, I still drink the tart cherry juice every day. And the reason I do that is because several years ago, I want to say it was 3-4 years ago, I was like, ever since I had the diagnosis of gout, I've been drinking this tart cherry juice 1 glass a day because I heard online it's like a homeopathic remedy that you won't get the gout flare-ups. And I said, all right, well, maybe it's just nonsense. It's homeopathic. There's no scientific evidence it works. So for 2-3 weeks, I stopped drinking it. Immediately, I got a terrible flare-up, one of the worst I've ever had. Well, maybe I should drink it. So I've been drinking it ever since. Yes, Ryu and Sweeko says, did you ever do any seafood for DSP Tries It, even if it were a local restaurant? Being from New England, I'm sure that you used to have stuff like haddock and stuff for seafood in the past. Yes, but back then, DSP Tries It was just fast food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't actually going to, like, a restaurant or ordering a serious meal. It was just, like, whatever was new from McDonald's or Burger King. When I came out here and I looked to expand the series a bit, I started doing more stuff that wasn't as focused just on fast food. But have I ever done seafood stuff? We did something called Salty Blue, which was a restaurant that does different kinds of breaded fish. We did that. I'm trying to remember anything else. I know that I've done different kinds of shrimp and stuff as well over the years. It's just not prominent. No, I was never really good at Call of Duty Zombies TX Shooter. I used to do some co-op with people online with that over the years, but it's been a long time removed, and I never was good at it. So here's the thing. Seafood is incredibly expensive, all right? It just is. Unless you're buying shitty seafood, which I wouldn't want. If you're going to spend the money for seafood, you want to go to the restaurant. Like, we have a really good restaurant nearby. It's called Duke's Chowder House. Well, it used to be Duke's Chowder House. Now I think it's just Duke's Seafood. They do amazing crab. They do amazing stuffed prawns, shrimp, lobster rolls, all kinds of stuff. I would never order that delivery. You need to eat that right there, fresh, as it comes out of the kitchen. If you order that shit delivery, it comes cold, and you're paying insane amounts of money. Seafood's very expensive. Like, an entree at that restaurant is probably $35. You don't want to spend $35 for delivery, and then it comes and it sucks because it's cold and, you know, shitty delivered. You want to be there. So that's why I haven't done DSP Tries It or that kind of stuff. Well, now it's crazy because I was going to end the morning show and you guys are actually like getting into conversation now. So, but we do need to start with Dark Souls 2. Nothing here says any quick and healthy recipes. For us, what my wife does is she makes a big batch of this turkey chili and we freeze it. And then we thaw it out over time so we can have these chili dogs. So we, you know, turkey chili dogs, if you have the chili made, it's a keto bun. You just buy it from the store. Freaking turkey hot dog. You either boil it, fry it, or sometimes microwave it. I don't recommend microwaving it. It's just they explode and they're messy. I recommend boiling. That's how usually we would do it. And you literally slap it down on the bun, and then you just warm up the chili. You pour it on top. You got a healthy turkey chili dog. Super, super healthy meal. It tastes great. But you got to make the turkey chili. That's the thing. Usually for healthy meals, there is some time investment, but it depends on how basic the meal is. Like a healthy meal would be like rotisserie chicken with rice and veggies. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying you have to buy a whole rotisserie chicken. Like, we get a big-ass frozen bag from Costco, these rotisserie chicken tenders. And all it is it's the good quality chicken, but it's seasoned, not breaded or fried, just seasoned to taste good. So all you got to do is warm it up. You bake it, nuke it, and you just eat it just like that. And you can have a dipping sauce with it. Sometimes we put like honey mustard or something. You know, and you have it with rice and veggies. It's a healthy-ass dinner. That doesn't take you long to cook. Okay. That's right. Prep ahead of time is key. Like, since now we have a big freezer in our garage, we went to Costco and we mass bought a bunch of stuff. So now we can make fast meals. Like the salmon that I described earlier, you can get it at Costco. And it's a big platter of this salmon, and it's already pre-marinated and it's frozen. So all you do is you freeze it, you thaw it out, and you bake it in the oven, and you just make a side of quick rice and veggies or whatever. It's fast. And you just, you know, it's not much work at all. And it's a super healthy meal. It's delicious as hell. But that's what it is. It's about you have to prepare. You have to buy the ingredients and be ready to pump them out. Sometimes you do it in a big batch. You make a lot of something, so then you can. It's I guess people call it meal prepping, or you know what I'm saying. Like some people will do this. They'll take these meals and portion them out for the whole week. We don't do that because that's boring. We don't want the same thing every day. A lot of people do that. They'll be like, oh, chicken, rice, veggie, and just put it into portions and you eat it 7 times in the week. Like that's fucking boring as shit. I'd be bored by day 2. I like something new every day. And that's what we do. We have variety. We do a different meal every single day. Carliga says we need a DSP Eats It Healthy Edition. DSP Eats Better or something. Here's the thing. I can talk with you guys casually about this on the morning show, and that's fine. But the moment that I turn it into a video series, now it makes it sound like I'm some kind of a guru, which I'm not. And then people will sit there and micro-fucking-analyze every word I say and say, see, that really wasn't healthy, and see, this is bad. He could have done this. And I don't care about that. Like, I'm not looking to monetize my diet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really care to make videos about it, because it's not about a piece of product that I want to pump out there as something professional I'm making money on. It's just something that we could talk about on a morning show. If I could only keep my PC in one of my consoles, would I keep the PS5 Pro or the Switch 2? Well, the funny part about that is most people would be like, oh, PS5 Pro, right? Because it has the wider variety of games and the exclusives. That is true. But to be honest, there's just too much crossover. Most games that I'm going to play on PC are on PS5 and vice versa. There's very few exclusives, right? Like the one that I'd be missing out on is GTA 6. But think about all the Nintendo stuff. I wouldn't be able to play any Pokemon. I wouldn't be able to play any Mario. No Zelda. No Mario Kart. No Donkey Kong. No Metroid. No Smash Brothers. I can keep going because there's a lot of stuff on Nintendo that I play over time. It's like I wouldn't be able to play any of that. So, honestly, Switch 2. Switch 2 has the more exclusive lineup that allows you to play a wider variety of great games than the few that you're going to get on PS5. Like I said, the one notable game this entire year would have been GTA 6 coming out. That's about it. It's the only one I'd be missing out on. Okay. Would I rather spend a week with no mirrors anywhere or a week with no clocks or time displays? Mirrors? Mirrors aren't that important. Knowing what time it is way more important than just seeing yourself in the mirror. I don't even think... Like, for a mirror... Also, I see myself all day on stream because I have a camera. If you don't need a mirror, you just need a camera. And it serves the same purpose, right? As opposed to knowing the time, that's way more important. Jay Kirky177 has become a member. Thank you, Jay Kirky, for joining. I appreciate that. We're at 29 bucks of support right now, everybody. So thanks for the early support. I am going to end the show. I do want to play Dark Souls 2. So I am going to end the show, and we're going to jump into Dark Souls 2. Please support the stream. Remember to like the stream if you're watching on YouTube. Remember to support the stream. Let's hit some milestones. Let's open some packs of Pokemon cards. Actually, let me check on something. Because now we've been here for a while.
Big.
Not here yet. Nah. I was really hoping that the surprise was going to show up during the morning show, and it did not, which stinks. So maybe we'll have to hold off for tomorrow then. We'll have to see. Okay. All right. Let's end the morning show. We will have several more morning shows this week. In fact, I'm debating. Probably we'll have a level 1 podcast probably like Tuesday to end my week. But we're probably going to have morning shows the next couple of days. So thanks for chilling. With nothing particularly important to talk about, it's awesome to still have a great audience that chills and hangs out and supports. So thank you for that. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode of the DSP Morning Show. Okay, let's get set up for Dark Souls. Okay. Here we are. Cool. I'm trying to think. We got it all set up. Yeah, we're pretty much ready to go. I just want to use the restroom really quickly before we begin. I'll be right back, and then we'll start. I'll be back in a sec. And also, gets everywhere. You gotta be careful. And I was like... Bubbles. Bubble guns. Wow. Celebratory bubble blow. Celebratory bubble blow. Bubbles. Bubble guns. Wow. Bubble juice. The bubble gun is amazing. Hashtag not a clown. Bubble juice let. Bubble juice plus. Bubble juice let. Bubble juice let. Dual wield bubble gun uses a lot of bubble juice. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Bubbles Akimbo. Bubble gold. Bubble gun crazy shit. Alright, you can't send your kids to my streams because I'm weaving there. You're never too old to enjoy some bubble blasting. Let's put it that way. Plus, as a setup, that's a lot of bubbles, dude. I'm not a children's entertainer. They're really good quality bubbles, right? And I blew the bubbles and Jasper didn't like them. Okay, blaster. Jasper, such a dangerous weapon. I dare you to say I'm still on level 1 now. Celebratory, good, clean fun. A bubble gun. Why didn't I think about this a year ago? Because honestly, I don't think about this kind of stuff. Like, I never thought you guys would ever want me to do bubbles on a stream. And then the bubble gun is amazing. All right? It is absolutely amazing. However, there's a catch to it. $200 in tips. There you go. That's what I'm talking about here on DSP Gaming, baby. Yeah. Reload the bubble juice. Bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Celebratory bubble blow. Celebratory bubble blow. Bubbles. Bubble guns. Wow. Bubble juice. The bubble gun is amazing. Hashtag not a clown. Can you do bubbles for rewards on streams? Excuse me. Celebration. Yeah, they live all over the laptop. Yuck. We'll use the bubble guns if and when we hit a members goal. That's right, I'm not a clown. It's been a rough year. Why does Phil always have to mention that there's a tips goal on the stream? And why does he have to mention if it's a slow day for contributions? And why does he have to bring that up? Big ups to your dad. And a very slow day for support. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I jump on stream. Obviously, I need tips. Pay my taxes. Pay my back taxes. Pay my utilities. Pay my mortgage. Pay my internet bill. Pay my utilities. Very slow day for support. Been 47 minutes. And only the third tip of the day. I really appreciate that. I need that way more. Pay my taxes. Pay my back taxes. Pay my utilities. Pay my mortgage. Pay my internet bill. Pay my utilities. I'm a positive guy. I focus on... Let's go. Why keep everything installed? So dumb. Why uninstall stuff for no reason? Yeah, there's tons of games here I'm not playing, but is it matter? I have a ginormous hard drive. I still have two terabytes left in my hard drive. Why do I care that I have all these games installed? It's not a big deal. Okay. All right, so I don't hear anything. Why don't I hear anything? Why do I hear no audio? What is going on? Hold on. Do you guys hear audio? Yes, you do. So you're hearing the audio and I'm not. Why am I not hearing any audio? That's in. That's at 100. What is going on? Because my speakers had disconnected. That was weird. Because they didn't even say that they did. Okay, now it works. That was very weird because it did not say anything about disconnecting. Okay. Hello, Fighter Spot. How are you doing, man? All right. So let's get started. We're going to start off with a hunt for Estus shards that I missed. Because someone already wrote me information about how to find 2 of them that I'm going to need to make progress in the game. And then we're going to continue on here probably with Huntsman's Cops. All right. All right, let's go. Okay, everybody. Oh, looks like I already got invaded. Welcome to Dark Souls 2. How y'all doing? Hope that you're doing well. We're continuing on with my path tracing run. A few things that we need to get caught up with today as I begin playing. Number 1. I think what I'm going to attempt to do today is to tweak the settings so I can actually see in the dark. And what I mean by that is I think I'm going to adjust the actual, like, gamma and brightness so that when I'm in these pitch black areas, I can actually see. Okay? So first things first. I don't know how many souls I had. I don't care. I got invaded by some idiot. I just want to mess with the lighting settings so I can actually see in the dark. Okay, so let's go ahead and go inside a dark cave and see if I can adjust that. After that, I want to find Estus shards that I haven't found yet, and someone actually wrote me and said, here's 2 that you can get right now. So we're going to go try to get those first, okay? So here we go. Let's go right in here into this insanely dark cave where I can't see anything. All right. So what I'm going to do, make sure there's no enemies. There's not. Okay. F1. Let's see if we can adjust. See here. Lantern intensity. See, I don't know. I don't see lighting settings. Sun temperature, sun color. Oh, God. Look at all this. Second tint color. Character, environment. This shadow weights and influence. Volumetric fog. Oh, my God. The problem is it's too complicated. I don't just see a basic setting that says, like, gamma. You know what I mean? I need to figure out just, like, a basic gamma or something. Debugging. Swap chat frame limiter. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know what any of this means. This is their monitor status. Okay, monitor saturation adjust. Monitor contrast adjustment. Okay, hold on. It doesn't do anything. Ah. I can kind of see now. But still not great. I still really can't see. Look, I still can't see. Even with that, it's fucking still dark. Now it's, yeah, see, now it's too much. So the contrast doesn't really work. No. What about, what's saturation? That's just the amount of color. So that's not it. None of this helps. This is just frame limiting. I don't really see anything that helps, right? I'm looking at all these settings. I don't see anything that's going to allow me to increase brightness or gamma, which is the two things that I would want to increase. None of that exists. No. So, sadly, I don't think there's much I could do. What I would say is, if you guys have any suggestions about this... Yeah, Starshine Radiant says, I would just do Infinite Torch mod, but it's cool if you don't want to use any more mods. I don't want to use any more mods. I don't want to break the game with mods, you know what I mean? Because it will. I know, because when I tried Dark Souls 1 last year and I did 2-3 mods, it fucked the game up. And then I kept having problems. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to go back, and I want to get the missing Estus shards. Because I've missed a couple important things that I need. All right? And I want to say shout out to the person who wrote me this nice big message, this email, to explain where to get them. So, first off, Lost Bastille, Servants' Quarters. I missed a big area where you can fight a whole bunch of enemies, a pursuer, and get an Estus shard. And I think I know where it is, too. I think I recall this area. So, he says, go to where you found the key. And instead of climbing the spiral staircase, there's another way you can go outside. So this is where we found the key. He says, do not climb the spiral staircase, but you can drop onto an area. Screw you. Okay, so where do we drop? Not down there. All right, that's death. Oh, wait. First of all, there's